everybody, Tane is here with BlahBohogun, Gilligan, and Travkam, and we're going to talk about the sister location of Five Nights at Freddy's. Gilligan is actually watching the videos right now because it was a last minute thing for him to get in here. But, what do Travkam and Blah feel about the game?
I love it so far. I think that they've injected some much-needed dark comedy into the series, and it really reminds me of Portal 2, which is super exciting for me because I'm a big fanboy of Portal. I like that there is a bit of a departure from the original storyline with hints towards it, and I think that we're kind of getting into a new narrative here. It feels like it anyway to me, but I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts on it as well.
Do you think Scott's going to stop? Is this a stopping point for Five Nights at Freddy's?
No way. This train is rolling right to the bank. Why would you bother with it?
When does Friday Night at Freddy stop?
Never.
Never. I mean, he even seems to be having a book series happening right now with the Silver Eyes book. Yeah. So he has a Silver Eyes book that's already available, and I read some synopsises on it earlier today because apparently there's a little bit it does have some reference to this game a bit.
Okay.
And there is FNAF World, which I looked into as well, and it's kind of an RPG take on the series where you play as the animatronics. I didn't get to see any video of it played today during my work hours, but it looks interesting. Might even check it out myself.
Hang on, I gotta switch mics. Give me.
Oh, great. And we're the unprofessional ones.
Shut up. Silence. Everything is fine. I was using. Anyway, BlahBohogun, what do you think? If you're not too busy playing your game.
Psychological warfare. That's basically what Scott's doing with that game. He gives you limited idea of what control you have. Just screws with you.
I like how it's going away from just sitting in one room with a camera. There's different challenges now. There's different puzzles.
Although, I guess there's a secret room.
Yes.
Where you go back to the camera, right?
Yes, at the end of the game. Instead of following baby's instructions and taking a left, you take a right. And that's basically how you get, I guess, the best ending. Because the normal ending is just, well, I can't believe no one saw it coming. Really.
Okay, so the normal ending, that's the one where, spoiler alert, fans of FNAF. Should we even mention the ending? I guess we should, right?
Yeah, go right ahead. I'm switching mics again. I'm doing it again.
The normal ending, basically, Baby has tricked your player character, who might be named Mike, or might be named what's the other word for what do they call them in the very beginning? Some sort of food item. Anyway.
Eggs Benedict.
Eggs Benedict, yeah. Oh, so classy. The normal ending, basically, Baby tricks you into getting your insides scooped out by a machine and then implants an animatronic into your body in order to walk the world.
You basically become Baby. You become the baby. That's all it is.
Just like when I'm drinking.
Hello.
Hey, don't say that shit, because there's actually a guy that was a pedophile, and in his last request in his meal was a 8-year-old boy.
What the hell does this have to do? Wow, Gilligan. What the hell does that?
That's for another video.
What the hell does that have to do with this game? Do I need to have a serious one-to-one with you? Like, what the fuck was that? Wow.
I'm a little curious why your Google searches landed you at that story.
I was scrolling through my Facebook feed, and it was just a random post, and I'm like, what the heck is this?
I didn't see that. I was on Facebook just a second ago. I personally like the way that this game played out, but what do you guys think? Do you guys wish it was all the whole camera thing again, or?
No, I like the evolution of it. It does make it more interesting, and it has a much more distinct puzzle game feel to it because of that.
It's a puzzle with a casual jump scares every here and there.
I personally feel I'm actually going to buy this game next week, but World of Final Fantasy also comes out next week, so I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. When I played the first 4 or 5 Nights at Freddy's, I got to the point where I wasn't scared anymore, but I was seriously irritated. I'm like, get the fuck out of my way! I just want to beat the night, goddamn! But I feel like with this game, I'm not gonna feel that because it's not as repetitive, like at all. You're doing different shit every night. Well, not
Yeah.
completely different, but enough that there's a variety.
It's not copyright, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste.
We all love copy paste games, don't we? We
The
love
sad
copy
thing
paste
is,
games.
the sad thing is we all do.
Somehow, in some way, it's all messed up.
Yeah.
BlahBohogun, what do you think? Old school or this? Which triumphs?
It's really hard to say. They're both good in both aspects. One where you're stuck in one spot and you're freaking out, and another one where you're
He's
moving
playing a
between
game, by the
spaces
way.
and hiding.
If you hear stuff in the background, he's playing a
Battlefield
game.
1.
He's playing a game in the background. I feel that this is definitely gonna rehype everybody, especially if he's gonna continue with as much variety as he is, as he continues to make more.
Well, they tend to get bigger. Evolutions, right? So.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, I know.
Well,
out of the
FNAF 4, I guess, was just a bedroom.
FNAF 3 was the one with the oxygen and the spring trap, I think, if I remember right. 2 was my favorite. 2 just had me going. I kept forgetting to wind up the okay. Where? Oh, he's knowing Scott, he's definitely gonna go another direction with this. But do we think he's gonna use Baby again?
That's hard to say because it seems like her story is almost finished unless you play as her, or I mean that's an interesting thought for sure, because it seems like the most prolonged characters in the series are the characters that are the least interacted with, such as your purple guy. I mean, even the old animatronics, they would switch
Chica,
around
Freddy,
from
and Bonnie, yeah.
Yeah, they would switch from the toy versions to the original versions, but they were never like front and center as your main antagonist or your they would just kind of like share the spotlight with one another.
That's definitely something else that struck me, is the fact that Baby is like your main focus. So
She's your GLaDOS in this
game. She really is.
She straight up is GLaDOS in this game, and I love it. I just love the feel of it.
I want Baby and GLaDOS to like meet up.
Oh,
I want them to have like a full blown conversation about shit.
There's no way GLaDOS would take her seriously.
Probably not.
She's too dry.
No, probably not. Until they mention the lemons.
That's true. Plus, I guess Baby's probably an orphan, and you know how GLaDOS feels about those.
That's true. Speaking of like Baby's origins, we know that she is based on the appearance of Mr. Ashton's daughter. But what did she do to said daughter?
Well, it seems like she gobbled her up, right? She killed her and turned her into ice cream, it looks like.
I thought that she made ice cream to bring the girl closer and then did something.
But did she not consume her in some way and then
provide ice
cream to more children at one point?
I would assume so, because when she's counting, she said they couldn't hear her over their own screams of excitement. So maybe she was inside Baby, but I think that kids would realize, if she's really squished in there, hey, there's a bunch of blood coming out of that animatronic. Yes, that's probably a bad thing.
Well, these new animatronics, despite the fact that they kill fairly regularly, or so it seems anyway, especially when you hear when you hear Handbot or whatever his name is, the narrator. He talks about plenty of, I guess, issues with death in the facility, and still these animatronics are clean. They look nothing like the old animatronics at all, or just beat the shit, and were obviously part of the lore was that they smelled of blood and guts and death. So maybe they just have a much more sophisticated human recycling system within them.
Or they're brand new ish.
They make the ice cream out of the pig. No, I'm joking. I don't know. I'm probably gonna have to figure it out as I play this game on my own, but I can't think. All I know is that I'm super excited to play this game.
So where do you guys think this game lies in the chronology
And
of the
timeline,
FNAF series? Yeah.
it's definitely, it has to be. I'm gonna. Part of me wants to say it's like at the very end, but the other part of me wants to say it's between 2 and 3.
Well, I know they reference a sister location in 1. I think the phone guy does.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that this is that sister location, because that could very well reference another Freddy Fazbear's or even Fredbear's Family Restaurant,
Yeah.
which I guess is the original.
I do want to say it is between 2 and 3, mainly because 3, they're not there. You don't see Freddy or anybody.
Well, in 2,
But
how closely do the toy animatronics
well, there's the new Foxy in 2.
do they look like the
Oh.
animatronics from this game?
A little bit.
In your
Oh, and
opinion?
then there's the marionette. There's the one with the music box that looks a lot like the little helpers of Ballora.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that climb into the suit, and they're freaking me out.
Little mini ballerinas.
Yeah. And then there's like a little toy puppet boy in one of the rooms where you crawl through the vents. So I want to say it's between 2 and 3. But at the same time, I'm like, could be at the end.
Well, we know from the lore that when they came up with the toys, the toy versions of these, and I think that was a prequel to FNAF 1. When they made the toy versions of them, they were allowed to wander among the
And
children.
then there was
within
the
the
bite of
restaurant.
87.
Oh, yeah, and at that point they were sequestered to the stage, and then they would only allow to wander at night in order to. So
Why
their
is
gears
it that
would
of
lock up.
everything that happens in Five Nights at Freddy's, I remember the bite of 87?
Because that's an important time. That's your entire story in FNAF 4, is it not?
No, Five Nights at 4 is the bedroom with the kid.
Yeah, but aren't his flashback sequences and like all the little
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
SNES
You're right.
kind of,
You're right.
yeah.
I forgot about this.
So I mean that's all leading up to the bite of 87.
So technically, then it would go 3. No, it would go 4, 2, 1, 2. Sister location. I'm gonna say 3 as the end, just because of how they look.
Mm-hmm.
But purple guy wouldn't, because they say purple guy is the one in Springtraps. I don't think he would. I don't know.
Well, okay, so I'm of the opinion that 4 takes place all within a dream. I'll tell you why. Because the kid is still he's imagining the bite of 87 within those little 8-bit mini games. And so if he had gotten his frontal lobe bitten off by a machine at that point, he'd be comatose, I'd imagine. And so maybe that's him mentally reconciling all the things, all the trauma he's.
My brother was a douchebag, and therefore I lost my frontal lobe to an animatronic.
Pretty much, right? And then he'd be stuck in his bedroom, and then that would explain too why the animatronics look so much more harrowing and vicious. They got rows of teeth in that one, because now we're seeing it through the filter of a terrified child who's
That's true.
Upping the ante on the horror of those things. That's
true.
my opinion.
We might have to have another separate conversation about the theories behind Five Nights at Freddy's, like we're gonna do with Resident Evil. Are any of you gonna play the game?
I don't know because I haven't played the other one, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I just did a lot of research on the lore.
Blah, are you gonna play it?
I have other games to spend money on, unfortunately, that I consider higher priority.
So once again, I'm the only one in this group that's actually gonna play a game. God damn it!
It's your channel. You play the game. You do the heavy lifting.
Yeah, I know, but I would like to know if other people are gonna play it so we can geek about it. So how the fuck do I do this? Or, something like that. Oh damn, my husband scared me. That's a cookie!
Getting scared by a cookie. You lead a complicated life.
No, I want a cookie. God damn it. I have been wanting a cookie all day. I don't know. I'm kind of more hyped about World of Final Fantasy coming out, so I don't think I'm gonna do Sister Location just yet. I might do it on my own time. Maybe. I don't know. What direction do you guys think that this game is gonna take Scott? Or is Scott just gonna go in the completely opposite direction of what we think? Cookie?
Pineapples?
Delish. Cookie! I can't reach. Cookie.
It feels like this is the way he's going at this point.
one
He
is this?
did his complete series with 1 through 4, and now I think this is kind of a new generation of his games, and I feel like probably the interactivity and being able to travel through the game space, it will probably be a lasting feature in the games, especially since this has been so successful with this release. So I can't imagine he'd turn away from it at this point.
No! No! I don't want it. No! I just want it to be done. I want to know everything. I want to know the story.
You realize you're gonna have to probably read a series of books then too, right?
Oh, that's fine. My husband can read them too.
There you go. You guys can trade off on them.
Yeah.
Now this thing is, I can't imagine this thing will end right away, especially since the developer Scott he seems to be just as enthralled with his creation as we all are.
Do you think he even knows where the story lore is going? Do you think he's just making it up as he goes?
That's a good question.
Does he actually, like, I know that he drops hints and Easter eggs in different games on his website and stuff, but does he really know where this is going?
Who knows? Who really knows?
Yeah, right?
It feels like he had a pretty good idea of what the first game was, and it felt self-contained. It felt like there was probably an entire story right there that was able to be picked apart with very little left over. And just kind of the classic horror ambiguity, because you got to have that stuff if you're going to be in psychological horror. And then the more it goes on, it feels like he's probably constructing it around a central idea, but I don't know. I mean, with new characters and stuff, it's hard to say. You get into the whole what's the family name? Afton or whatever.
Ashton.
So he's introducing those characters, and apparently in the book there's a bevy of new characters of high school age that are interacting with the Fazbear franchise. So yeah, I mean, it can go anywhere, and I doubt he knows exactly where it's going to go, especially as he determines whether it's going to stay popular or not.
Right. Well,
and maybe he gets a better idea and just the business series and comes up with something new.
Maybe. Who knows? Well, I'm afraid we're out of time for this video, so if you guys have any last thoughts, now is the time to speak.
Make it VR to make it more scary.
No! No!
Oh, that is disgusting.
No, that's so bad, no.
Slow down there, Satan.
Satan, push down the brakes. Knowing him, Scott's gonna do it. It's gonna come out in VR.
It's gonna come out eventually, it's just when.
Well, that's when he'll end the series because of all the lawsuits from heart attacks and stuff.
I mean, you got people falling over from using VR and trying to play pool, for crying out loud. People are gonna be running into walls trying to get away from baby and shit. So besides the last Satan thought, is there anything else?
I've spoken too much already.
Yeah, Blah. Come on, Blah.
Repeat the question.
Are there any last comments you want to say about the game? Because I think it's good. I think it's a good game.
With a combination of narrative and some actual psychology, the game looks really good.
Alrighty then. So there's our thoughts, guys. I'm going to announce the next video topic. Are you guys ready for this?
Alright.
Drum roll.
It won't be about a video game. It's not going to be about a video game. It is actually going to be about the Nintendo Switch console.
Dun 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 dun.
Which I know a lot of people have a lot to say about. So if you guys are interested in it, you guys can come in. Just remember that BlahBohogun, Gilligan, and Travkam have first dibs to get in. But let us know what you guys think about anything that we said. If you got any fan theories on what's going on with the sister location, or if you really want in on the Switch conversation next week, let me know and I'll see what we can do. But in the meantime, I think we're done for the week.
All right.
Boy!
I just want to encourage everyone to like and subscribe.
No,
because that's a thing
no,
that you say.
no,
Don't say that. Okay.
I don't say that at all.
I would like to encourage everyone to do as they feel like.
I
And
agree. Do
And
as you
give a
wish.
Thumbs down.
Thumbs up, thumbs down, doesn't matter. Everyone is entitled to what they want to do and what they won't do.
Continue wistfully blowing through life like a leaf on the breeze.
They're a leaf on the wind.
Whatever. They're not Pocahontas.
What? No! Wrong! Wrong! Wrong. Firefly.
Oh yeah, that little show that got canceled
Shut up.
like 10 years ago.
I gotta go
Anything
yell
ever
at
happen with that?
Travkam, everyone. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.